The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan on a Monday. I'm Tim Donnelly. Graham Hill producing the show. Dennis will be back later this week. And it is June 24th. Want to keep everybody updated on the calendar. Never going to guess what tomorrow's going to be. June 25th. That's how it works. But I bring that up for this reason. July's not that far away. I know everybody out there, you're thinking, of course, I know July's not that far away. I've to buy fireworks between now and then. I've got some things to do. Got to get the grill ready. But I think July is a big deadline for the Carolina Hurricanes. In Eric Tulsky's intro presser, the brand new GM, last week when he was introduced as the Carolina Hurricanes permanent GM, he said he'd rather free agents not get to July to test the market. He'd rather have them signed up, locked into terms, signed, sealed, delivered by July. Now, he did also say that, some players just have to test the market, and he gets it, but you don't want your players to make it to July if you can avoid it. Well, guess what? July is sneaking up on us quickly. Right? It's right on our doorstep. And I know it feels like the Canes are going a million miles a minute, right? It feels like everything's set to fast, but you can't slow down for the next 6 days, 7 days. Brind'amour was on with Adam Gold earlier today, obviously the head coach of the Canes. He was asked, what have the past 3 weeks been like?
We're in the process now of obviously trying to sign all our players, and so that's going on crazy. That's really what we've been focused on, and I'm helping in there where I can, and then obviously for us now too, from a coaching standpoint, it's about getting ready for next year. So you're putting all your video together for training camp and just dialing all that in, and so that's kind of the routine.
Who are they talking about? Could it be the restricted free agents, Seth Jarvis, Martin Necas? Do you need to figure that out? Could it be the unrestricted free agents, Jake Guentzel, Brady Shea, Brett Pesce, etc.? Whatever it is, whatever is their number one priority, have those pillars in place by July, and it makes your job so much easier. Right? There's a lesson in here somewhere, right? And it's a lesson you try to teach like young people. The amount of preparation you do. If you crush your preparation, the execution becomes the easy part, right? If you work ahead, then you get to enjoy that work.
Proper preparation prevents poor execution. That's a motto that I try to live by.
It's the same thing, right? The more work you get done this week before July begins, or the work you've already gotten done, like the Jalen Chatfield deal, the more work you get done before July begins, the easier your July is, right? Because going into July, you can start talking to free agents from other teams, right? The draft will be in the books. You look forward and think of all the contingency plans you need if you don't know what you're doing with your free agents, right? You need a plan for the free agents you can go after if you're spending $10 million a year on Jake Guentzel. You need a plan for the free agents you can go after if you're not spending $10 million a year on Jake Guentzel. Same thing with Brady Shea. Same thing with Brett Pesce. Do you need to keep cap room available for a long-term deal down the way for Martin Necas, or are you trading away Martin Necas? You need to have a plan for all of these scenarios, and it becomes that multiplier, right? You need a plan for if Jake Guentzel returns and Brady Shea doesn't, but Brett Pesce does. You need a plan if Jake Guentzel doesn't return, Brady Shea doesn't return, but Brett Pesce does. And it's like a math equation where the exponents get crazy real quick. I don't know if this is true, but I saw it online. Somebody said it on social media, so you know it's 100% true. Hopefully you sense the sarcasm. If there was any individual sport, like we'll just call it finding the fastest human sport, and every single human had to pair up one-on-one, and it was like a bracket, you would only need 32 rounds to go through everyone on the planet right now. It's like, the final round would be one-on-one. The next round would be the final four, then the Elite Eight, then the Sweet 16. You would only have to play 32 rounds to go through everybody. I'm just saying numbers are crazy. So if you have like 8 decisions to make, That's going to be a lot of contingency plans, a lot of A, B, and C, right? A lot of we need to know what to do here, 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 here. Or you could solve some of those now. Get Seth Jarvis locked up to an 8-year deal by July, and now you don't have to have a million plans for if you do have Seth Jarvis on a long-term deal or if you don't, right? Get Martin Necas traded before July. Now you don't need, well, we need a plan if he signs an offer sheet where then we would sign him and we can't trade him. Well, we need a plan if we trade him later. Oh, we need a plan if we're just going to keep him and he accepts our deal. Oh, we need a plan. Just figure it out and eliminate all of those what ifs.
Don't be the Los Angeles Lakers. Don't find yourself in a scenario where you're banking on plan A to work out and then it doesn't, and now you're left with trying to find
JJ
the
Redick
second best option.
is a not good option?
He's not a good option, but I mean, no, I didn't mean to say that. He's not a bad option.
Shots fired at JJ.
No, Duke fans are going to be coming for me now. He's not a bad option, just like signing Seth Jarvis to a short-term bridge deal is not a bad option, but you can avoid it if you really want to.
He's not going anywhere, but, I mean, maybe he signs an offer sheet. How crazy would that be? Aho signed an offer sheet, so it's not outside the realm of possibility. Then you have to match it. You don't get to dictate terms. If you know who you need to replace and you know who you don't need to replace, when July starts, your free agency period will be much easier. If you crush your preparation, your execution becomes easier. Rod Brind'amour with Adam Gold earlier today on if he's optimistic about re-signing those big-name guys.
It's tough because I understand both sides of it, and the players. They all. The other part is tough is they all want to be here. There is a genuine thing. They'd love to stay. They love what we're doing. They love the area. But when there's, in their minds, and they have agents that don't care about any of what I just said.
Right.
And so they're sitting there telling them, whoa. Let's just wait and see because there's X team out there that's going to pay this and.
Yep.
The players have X amount of years to play, and so that's what makes it tough. So it's tough for me to sit there and go, hey, just sign with us, come on, and then knowing that they look at it a little differently too. So it's that's what's been going on. Am I optimistic? I can guarantee you that. Well, I am optimistic, but I don't think we're going to be able to have the same team. So that's it for sure. That is no doubt about that.
I agree with them. There's no way they're going to have the same team. Can't afford it. But it's which are you bringing back? And by the way, I'm just going to say this also. If some of these contract negotiations, if all of these contract negotiations drag into free agency and drag into July, that's not to say it can't end up in a good situation for the Canes. It just adds degree of difficulty. Right? It's more balls in the air that you're juggling that you have to find a way to keep in the air and secure. Part of the advantage of these guys being on your team, of them having the rights, is you get to work with them before everyone else in the league does in July. That doesn't mean you have to use that advantage. That doesn't mean you have to use that to your benefit. You can wait, or the players can make you wait. It's not to say everything's a complete catastrophe. I'm just saying it's easier. And if you're, an intelligent individual, you understand that the easiest path, probably a good choice to get where you want to go.